This is day, I think 4 of Brianna being gone from the homestead, and honestly, it's been challenging. You kind of feel like my wife is gone, I have 5 kids with me, I don't have to worry about what I'm doing. As long as everyone survives, it's okay. But the reality is you actually have to get some things done. For example, today, I have to pump the black tank on the camper, we have to move the cow, and we're gonna make some fermented dill pickles. So come along for the journey. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. Earlier today I gave the kids a pep talk first thing this morning and said, hey guys, I really need your help today. I read them the list. And there's a lot on the list, a lot that I know we won't get done today. Like something I didn't mention earlier, we need to get the goats moved. They've been locked in the barn eating hay for like 3 days because I need to go up in the woods and move their fence to the most challenging portion that we rotate them on, which is up that way in the woods. And it's just hard to set the fence up. It takes quite a while. And I was trying to be winsome and say, look guys, I know that work doesn't make kids miserable. I know that in the end, it's fulfilling to work hard. I said, hey, I want to make a simple breakfast. They wanted to make pancakes. Anyway, in the end, I think they came around and they have been working their butts off. For example, earlier, just a little while ago, Grace and Justice came out here and did a job that I have to do regularly, which is moving the cow to a new section of fence. Let's check out how they did on moving the fence.
That should do it. Let's do this. Come on. See? Look at my
feet. Looking at what they did great. They didn't do it exactly how I would do it, but they did do a really good job. And most importantly, the cow has a new section to eat. Plus, she's got a nice, clean section to have her calf in the clean clover and grass. And that should be happening any day now. She's out here in the shade. Her udder is huge, so it should be any day now. Honestly, I hate it when people say, that's just my luck statements, like, of course that would happen to me. But I'm about to say something like that. It's probably gonna happen when I'm at work tomorrow. That seems to be what happens, is I'm at work, crazy stuff happens. I'll be at work tomorrow. That's probably when the calf is coming. I'm gonna change one thing that I asked them to do, which must have been just a miscommunication. I'm gonna make it so she can't lay down in this muddy spot here. So she picks another spot to lay in. And I'm gonna do that by moving 2 posts. This post, I'm gonna move right down here. Watch out, cow. I'm going to try to move right, well, I'm going to put right in the middle of her sleeping spot, right here. Okay, that should work. I just don't want her laying down here and getting dirty. She can lay down right here. There's grass and shade. I'm also going to just move this one post so she doesn't have to back out of the spot she drinks at the creek. I know what they're doing. They're trying to make her go to a different spot so she doesn't go in this mud here. But it's not very nice to make a pregnant cow go in and back out because she's a big girl. And so that should be a little bit easier for her to turn around in that corner. They did a great job though getting her out of this path, and then they made it so that she's actually walking out to her pasture this way. Okay, the reason I'm out here though is to weed eat the pasture section that she just grazed, to knock down the big weeds, knock off the seed heads, and basically reset the pasture to grow again. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. I'm going to weed eat now. Okay, I'm done. Hey, do me a favor and don't drop that calf without us watching. Pumping the black tank has become basically a weekly routine And the first thing we do is we move the van up to power the DC pump that we use to pump our poo to the clean out on the septic of the house. You like driving, don't you?
I like driving.
You like driving, you're really good at it.
But the poo, I'm cuddled in him.
Alright, straighten it out.
That's a simple.
Alright, we'll leave it right there, okay?
I help you call.
The baby kind of parked this car crooked. I'll blame him, I guess. The next thing we do is we run this hose up to the septic clean out on the house and down to the camper, to the black tank outlet.
Dad, what is that thing?
Now we're at the house and this just drops right here. It's just long enough just to get to here. No longer. And we weight it down with a few bricks. The last thing we need is actually this wonder pump. It saved our butts. Well, I don't know, I could make a joke out of that, but, and it just goes on to the black tank outlet here, and then that clear hose coming off the pump goes to the hose that's coming to the house. Here's this DC extension cord, which just alligator clips onto the battery. Last, a freshwater hose just to help clear it out if it gets clogged up. Wow, baptizing everything. That freshwater hose just runs onto the side of this pump right here like this. So we just open that black tank, which drops it down here, and plug this in, and if all goes well, it should be running. That's right. Then we're gonna start the car to give that pump plenty of energy, or power rather. And then we just listen to the pump, because the pump will tell us what it needs. It communicates it clearly through its tone. It's humming right now. Da. As the pump is stressed, if it hits too much toilet paper, it goes da, and it gets deeper and deeper. And then you can give it a little fresh water. You might wonder why I'm sharing you all these details, but it's just because it's what I'm doing, and honestly, that's what we've done on our vlog, is share what we're really doing and what our real life is. So that's what I'm doing. Sharing poo pumping again, and in a little more detail, though fortunately for you, briefly. It takes about 30 minutes to pump this tank. I won't keep you that long. While we're waiting on the tank to punch, while we're waiting on the tank to pump, I'm gonna take you to where Joy went up and picked cucumbers from the garden, because we're gonna make fermented pickles later this afternoon. So we'll go there now. I'll see you in a minute.
So, me and Brighton are going to the garden to pick some cucumbers. So you might not be able to see, but there's a cucumber right here. And here. Right here. And my brother's going to the outside of the fence to pick it. Got it? Yeah. Good. We're out here picking cucumbers to make pickles. Yeah, our dad is going to try to make pickles. Brighton's going to the outside of the fence again to pick one. Look, this one's massive. Hey, here comes. Did you know cucumbers are made out of pickles? I mean, pickles are made out of cucumbers. Don't throw it. So, we got some cucumbers, but there weren't many, so we didn't really pick many. And we also got some dill flowers for making pickles. Yeah, I can't wait to try them. We're here today to make pickles and to play a lot. Get some jobs done. To get some jobs done.
The black tank pumping is done, but the car won't start. It died in the middle of the process, and I cut the process short. And then I sat down and Googled, how do you restart a car when it runs out of gas? That's not exactly what I Googled. It's not starting now, which is a bigger problem than a full black tank, arguably. So I'm going to turn the ignition on after the car is cooled and hold the gas pedal down for a few minutes. That's what this one set of instructions said. And then we'll try to restart it. Hopefully Sounds so promising, but it's not starting. I have not run a car out to gas for 10 years, maybe 15. This is just frustrating. I think it happened because I was on such a steep hill, and I think the gas gauge maybe isn't reading accurately because I'm on this steep, I'm tilted sideways and forward. That's my excuse anyway. It feels like it's about to go. I just don't know what else it could be. It's so weird for it to quit right in the middle of pumping the black tank. Oh yeah, I put gas in it, by the way, and it's still not starting. I just decided to let the goats out because I haven't had time to move their fence yet. So they're out here and basically free ranging. They're in our perimeter fence, but the perimeter fence has spots where they can get out. I've done this a couple times in the past few days just to get them out of the barn so they can have some fresh forage. And they've not escaped yet because look at all this. There's a ton of food up in here. Mama's home! Welcome home.
Mom, the new van's not turning on.
Okay, we'll figure this out. My new van's not working. Oh my goodness, you don't realize how much you miss it.
Food.
Oh, where's the food? That's the first thing they ask.
How was your time?
And
You get any sleep?
Not much.
Mama.
I'm a mama.
Mama doctor.
I love you.
Mama doctor.
That's the game Joyful is playing with it. And he's the baby doctor.
That's a doctor right there.
Oh.
At this inopportune time, we are going to make fermented pickles. We've been prepping things through the day for this, and even though the car's stuck in the yard, Mama just got home, it's about time to eat. We're going to do this. It'll just take about 15 minutes to throw these together because we've done a lot of the work already today. The things that we have ready to go are very fresh cucumbers from the garden that have been chilled immediately after picking in the fridge. Clean, they're not sterilized, quart wide mouth jars. We have our brine solution, which is a gallon, and we started with hot water and the salt's mostly dissolved, and this is also chilled as well. This is killing me, guys. I have garlic in a can. That's all I have to say probably. It's killing me. But we'll do this again, so that's okay. And then we have a basket with a bunch of dill heads from the garden and also grape leaves from the vines outside. These kids are gonna start slicing pickles. I would love to do them whole, and we have some that are appropriate sizes for whole pickles, but a lot of these big ones are just way too big, so we're gonna slice them. Now what we're doing is making fermented pickles, and it's a very, very different process. When you're making canned pickles, everything is put into the jar and sterilized in it, and then it basically just absorbs the flavor from all the flavorful ingredients. What we're doing is actually, we're not gonna sterilize this, and the jars won't be sealed.
Are you putting any water in these blueberries?
Yep, we will put water in there. I'll show you how we do that. You're gonna get 3 heads of dill. Put them down there, all the way down to the bottom, okay? All right. Good job. Just dump some garlic in there, that's enough. Grape leaves can help keep the pickles crisp, or so they say. We've done this before with dilly beans. Stuff it down tight to the side, okay? When you pour a salt brine over vegetables, it suppresses some bacteria you don't want to grow, and it allows bacteria that thrive in a salt solution to take over, and a lot of those are lactobacillus forming bacteria. Then those bacteria take over, and they actually produce the lactobacillus forming bacteria produce acid, which further preserves the food. This is a technique much older than canning, and much older than even canning jars. This is, people used to do this in stoneware, like pottery, crocks, and they've done this for thousands of years around the world. Can you have a pickle? The pickles aren't ready, my man. Initially, we're gonna leave these at a cool room temperature for the first 5 to 7 days as we allow the bacteria to actually proliferate And then, when we think they're ready and we've tasted them, we'll put them in the fridge to slow the process down and prevent them from getting real mushy over time. Take that brine before you pour it on, because that Redmond salt has extra minerals that's not even salt. And then you want to make sure that everything's covered with brine, at least your cucumbers, and the grape leaves and stuff that we put on top. And the tightness with which we pack the cucumbers is actually going to keep them from floating up. And we're not going to put actual solid lids on them. We're going to actually put double coffee filters over these and put rubber bands over them, which are actually brand new clean hair ties. We're putting lids on them, buddy. Okay, we're done. And I'm going to put these on in the back of a shelf in the camper, which is a little warmer than I'd like, but it will work. And we'll wait about a week before we try them. I'm really excited. I love fermenting food, but I've mostly worked with cabbage, which is almost fail-proof. And I have a feeling that cucumbers aren't.
What I'm doing right now is I'm taking all of our started pullets that we've been raising the last 8 or 10 weeks, and I'm actually putting them now in the big coop, and I'm doing it when it's evening so that everyone will just get to know each other in the morning. And you could even do this in the dark. It's a little bit easier even then, but I don't want to do it in the dark, so we're doing it at dusk. So what I'm doing is I'm catching the pullets, putting them in this bin, and then covering the bin so they can't fly out. Put the top on. Ready? Yeah. We're moving all the pullets down to the big coop.
Can I watch you?
Yeah. Stay in. Stay in.
Yeah, I'm letting them out now.
Go ahead. I'm really glad that that little chore is done, because now our chicken chores are only one spot. We do have new day-old chicks coming at the end of this month for a special project I'm working on, which I will tell you more about later. Did y'all have fun swimming?
Yeah, I walked into the camper and we were already cold. We all said, it's so cold in here.
Hey, Mama.
I was spoiled with nonstop AC all weekend, so I turned it on when they left.
Mama, did you know I can swim in without any float? This swimming without any float this deep on me.
Did you know you have swimming lessons again in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I love.
All right, guys. Well, it's so good to be home. I have to say, it was really fun doing my chores with little man tonight while all the big ones went swimming. And we'll see you in the next video.